we should take up space. So don't apologize for taking up space, because there's enough space to go around, especially for like marginalized people like us. So yeah.
Handstand. No, not
That's so
handstand.
fake.
It's yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Nurbolot. I'm from Kyrgyzstan. It's in Central Asia. Yeah, I'm a former asylum seeker. I came to the UK in April 2023, and I claimed asylum because of I always can't say that word, persecution after me because of death. Now I'm laughing, but it's so funny because she always laughs of my story because of death threatenings from my father. But it's not actually. Now we take it sarcastically, ironically. After I got the refugee status, but then it was kind of scary. It was pretty scary, very scary. Yeah, there were death threatenings from my father and brother because they almost found out that I'm gay, and then Kyrgyzstan is a homophobic country. It's what was the there is Islamic country and another word. It's not Islamic country, but the majority of people are Muslims. I would say 90%. So it's quite. It it became very radical, and it goes more and more radical, and the government, the deputies, the MPs in the White House, we call it White House, they openly say to the journalists, to the world, that gay people shouldn't live in Kyrgyzstan. They say it openly. You can see on TV everywhere. They say they're not allowed. We had HIV supplements from NGOs from other countries, Western countries, but then just this year they cut it off, I guess. Because they said the gay people shouldn't spread the HIV around the country. So if they get money from Western countries, it's not just for HIV. They get money, so they're doing gay propaganda in our country. And if they really have HIV, they better die and not spread it around the country. So it's that level of homophobia in the country. So yeah, my father and brother threatened to kill me, and then I managed to escape the country. My uncle helped me to get the visa, and so on, and I just claimed asylum. But then after, also my uncle, who's also gay, he talked to me about his experience, and he said, "Well, Nurbolot, I understand you. I know what you're going through, so I've been there, so I can just help you. But you need to do the things that I'm gonna tell you." So he said, "You need to go to the U.S. through Mexico border and then claim asylum in the U.S." And I said I had my father threatened just 2 weeks before I left the country. So then my uncle said, you need to go to the US, and I said, I don't care. Just I need to go somewhere, to a safe place, to a safe country. And then he said, I'm gonna give you money. Go. Like you'll go here, you'll go to the UK, and then you'll have a multiple visa to Mexico, and then you'll claim asylum in the US through Mexico border. And I said, okay. And then I came to the UK, and my uncle basically betrayed me. And then he said, you're a big boy now. You can handle yourself. Like you can manage. And I still have no one except my girlies. But then I didn't have anyone. I just had 400 pounds in my pocket, and then I lived for those money for 2 weeks before I found LGBTQ organizations like Rainbow Migration, the Outside Project. So they basically helped me. They navigated me. They showed me how to claim asylum and stuff. So I claimed asylum here in the UK, and then this year, 2023. So last year, 2023, I claimed. This year, 2024, September, I got my refugee status. Yeah, and throughout this time, there have been many challenges, but then in January 2023, September 2023, I starting from September 2023, I had a severe depression, and then I've been reflecting on many things and stuff. Then I was thinking about my future as well. Then I understood that I really want to do acting, because I always wanted to do that when I was a kid. By the way, I worked as a project manager for 2.5 years back in Kyrgyzstan, in public relations. But then here I didn't want to continue doing that. And then this year, and starting from January, when I understood that what I want to do in the future, I started applying for many acting courses. Then I got into National Youth Theatre and for their level 2 Stepping Up course. Then I got into Center Stage with Compass Collective. Then I got into Cambridge Acting Academy. It's a foundation year course in Cambridge. Yuna helped me to get into there. Thank you. And and I got a full scholarship there, but the scholarship would cover only the fee costs, but not the travel and food costs. I'm based in London, so I would have to go every day, 3 days a week, from Monday to Wednesday, to Cambridge and back to London. So then I've been thinking how to manage with that, because there were a lot of money. Well, for me, for now it's a lot of money for me. And then I suddenly met in one of the events that I participated in, LGBTQ events that was aiming to help young people with different needs. So there, I went to volunteer there with Yuna and Shaden, and then I was just volunteering, working hard, because when I'm focused, I cannot do anything else. And I was there volunteering, but then at the end of the event, I realized, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I'm just doing different things, helping, but what is the event about? Then I understood that, oh my gosh, it's about us, or different people helping to young LGBTQ people. And then I went to the hall, the main room where the event took place, and then I saw last couple of people, and then I saw Gavin, and I went straight away. I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this is one of the people who like came here to help the young people. And then I went there, I went to him, and I straight away started from, hi, I'm Nurbolot. I'm gonna tell you right to the point. I need money for this, and I explained everything, and he patiently listened everything. He didn't interrupt me at all, and then at the end he said, I can help you. And I was like, what? I re-asked him, what do you mean? He said, I can help you with money. And I was so shocked, I was so surprised, and it was right on time because the course would start next week. Next week? Yeah, approximately. And then it was right on time, and then, yeah, he basically covered all my travel and food costs for my course. I'm so grateful for that, and yeah, Gavin is Gavin is from 422 Foundation organization. They helped LGBTQ people with in different fields, like achieving their goals. And yeah, I'm gonna say it's really, really makes me happy because I again, what is that? Reassuring that acting is the thing I want to do. I feel very good when I go to course, and yeah. Carry on.
I'm Yuna. I came from Singapore, and I really hate that place. I love the food though. They have amazing, cheap food in Singapore. Like 1/5 the price of the food over here in London. But then it was a very oppressive country. In some ways, it's a little bit authoritarian, like China. Our government, I mean the Singaporean government, really work to suppress like freedom of speech and the opposition parties, and basically journalists, social workers, lawyers. You know, when we speak up on like human rights and democracy, we would get silenced, or basically bad things would happen to us. So I was also faced with a lot of transphobia and like sexual assault and rape and so on and so forth in Singapore, and I couldn't get any help from the authorities at all. So I was forced to leave. Like I was actually attacked in a gay bar after I attended an anti-death penalty protest. And that was like the last straw for me, because I was attacked by a gay man, and I decided that Singapore's not safe anymore for me, and I just have to leave. And so I left. So I came here in 2022, April. It's been about 2.5 years for me now. I would say life is so much better. I still face a lot of discrimination and like sexual harassment and transphobia, so on and so forth. But at least over here, I have dreams, or like I have goals. I can look towards the future. I know what I want to do. Whereas in Singapore, I was just, I was like suicidal every day in Singapore. All I could think about is like dying, and you know, I would cross the roads with my eyes closed, like hoping I could just die and stuff like that. And I had no future, I had no present, I had no goals, no dreams, like nothing. But over here, I can look towards what I want to do with my life, which is to be an actress. I want to represent my community, the Southeast Asian trans community, on stage and on screen, because I feel that I've seen a lot of shows where there are, white trans people or black trans people, but I haven't really seen myself being reflected on screen. And there's this huge stereotype about Asian trans women being, sex workers and escorts and so on and so forth, which there's nothing wrong about that. But I do think that, being a trans woman and being Asian or East Asian, Southeast Asian, I don't think that's all that Southeast Asian trans women can bring to the table or can bring to society. I feel that Southeast Asian trans women are just like any others, we have dreams, we have goals, we want to be scientists, actors, politicians, so on and so forth. And I really hope to reflect that on screen and on stage to change the perception of Southeast Asian trans women. And hopefully, eventually, I can also work towards being an MP. So, yeah, those are my goals. I went under Helen like 2 years ago, Helen Strange from Cambridge Acting Academy. I went under her, she gave me a scholarship, I trained with her, and then I met Nurbolot this July, was it? July? And then
May, girl.
May. And he actually told me about this NYT project that we both auditioned for.
May 2024,
yeah. Yeah. So we auditioned for NYT together for, was it Playing Up? Playing Up.
Center stage.
Auditioning for NYT. And we were quite confident, oh, okay, I think we did quite well for the audition and blah, blah, blah. But both of us didn't get in. So we were that sucks. And Nurbolot was quite sad about that. So I recommended Helen from Cambridge Acting Academy, and he auditioned and he got offered a scholarship. So regarding 422 Foundation, I think another thing I want to talk about is how quickly they offered their help. Because so Nurbolot told me, I remember on that day when we were doing the volunteering thing at, was it Enfield Center or something like that. And Nurbolot came to me and he was like, Yuna, I found someone. And he said he's going to give me the money for my travels. And I was like, oh my God, congrats and everything. And he was like, go before he leaves. And he told me, who I need to speak to. So I waited for Gavin because someone else was speaking to him. And I waited and then I explained my situation. And then that's it. I just joined the project and I could get funding and pay for my travels, which is really helpful. And I think this is so essential because asylum seekers, they just aren't able to access grants and funding like that easily. So a lot of times it prevents us from education because we can't work. So the only thing we can do is go into education. But then even if you get a scholarship for the education or for the program, we don't have the money to go there. I've had to sacrifice and reject 3 scholarships within the past year because I could not afford to travel to the college. And I'm just really grateful that this year I could actually go and study because I'm able to get this funding. But I think they are great because they are versatile and they adapt to what the young person needs, right?
I was so surprised how that happened, this, and then yeah, basically we if we are honest, yeah, if we talk real, we need money to get our to achieve our goals. In many times we need money, especially in the UK, living in the UK. And then, I was really surprised how this happened quickly. I didn't even have we both didn't go through many applications and stuff. We didn't wait for even a day. We got the money straight away. we didn't even discuss about, you know, we just said we need money for this, and they really listened, and that is so important when like you really hear what people like talking about, and then yeah, it's so rare, and we are really grateful for this funding for Gavin providing the support, financial support, and just the support. You know, it's not just the financial support; it's also like just the vibes. The vibes are matter.
The vibes.
Yes.
Like, okay, to be honest, like there's some. I mean, I've been to a few, not a few, like just 2 422 Foundation events, and I've been late, very late for both of them. But like in other, oh my god, there's this charity that I went for, and I was late for just like 15 minutes, and they were like, the next time you're late, you can't join us anymore. We won't give you travel reimbursement. And I was like, but this is not accessible at all. Like I live in freaking Twickenham, like zone 5, and I take the big trains, and then I take 2 big trains, and then I have to switch to the tubes. And sometimes if one of them is delayed, like it just delayed my entire like trip, you know. And I think there are a lot of charities who are very like pardon my language, but they're very anal about time, and I get it. I understand that like they need to like coordinate and everything, but I do feel that, you know, as asylum seekers, like a lot of times people like us, we struggle with like you know, like maybe topping up our Oyster cards. You know, sometimes we don't have enough cash, we need to find somewhere to withdraw the cash. Sometimes we don't have money in our ATMs, and we just like, how are we supposed to top it up? We have to like, you know, bump the gates or whatever, and things like that. So there are things to like worry about. Yeah, so I want to talk about how efficient the help was, because a lot of times, like before I met Gavin, I was looking online for like foundations and grants, and it was just really hard for an individual person to get funding or grants, because it's usually targeted to like a charity or like a collective or something. So as an individual, it's really hard. And a lot of times it's usually open to like people with recourse to public funds or refugee status, or you know, permanent residency or permanent residence or something. So because of that, being an asylum seeker, I'm just not able, I'm not eligible to apply for a lot of fundings. And also like approaching various charity organizations, so like LGBT organizations, they usually don't really help. I mean, yeah, they would just say, oh, sorry, we can't help you with that. And I was getting so stressed because my course has already started, and I was just paying like £12 daily to travel to school and back. And yeah, I just don't have that money. We get like £48 a week or something like that from the Home Office. So yeah, I was not even eating that week. I was just like eating bread, and my friends are like, why are you just eating bread? And I said, oh, because I'm spending all my money on my travels. You know, in like the charity and non-profit organization sectors, right? A lot of times there are a lot of like some charities, I think, like they're quite performative. Not all, and you know, sometimes like they always claim that they would like really help you, and maybe on their social media page it's like, oh, we have helped so many people and so on and so forth. But like my experience with them is like when I go to them with my problems, they are always like, oh, sorry, we are full, like there's too many people getting our service, so you have to wait, or they don't get back to me, or things like that, which I feel is very I feel like it's very performative, you know, because they say like, oh, we have helped XXX amount of people and they want to get the funding, but when they have like people like us, you know, when you don't have lodging and everything, when we are like asking them for help, and I was facing like harassment in my previous lodging, they didn't really help me. And then like with 422 Foundation, you know, they don't have like a giant social media campaign to like, oh, we have helped all these people and everything. But the fact is like when we tell them our problems, like just one time I approached them with my problem and they said they can help me. you know, and even though I thought they would help me with like counseling or career, like employability course, but I'm like, that's not my goal right now. My goal is to access education. So this is what I need. My needs are different from other asylum seekers' needs who are looking for employability or like counseling. And I think the fact that they can cater to your need is so important, because so many charities are like, we help with housing, we help with this, we help with that. But when you go to them with a specific need, they just like abandon you. And as asylum seekers, we don't know where to go, we don't know who to turn to. So it's very jarring, and we can feel very helpless. So I think we, you know, as a whole, as a society, when we want to help people, we shouldn't help people with what we think is the best way to help them, because that's like projecting our own goals onto them. But I think when you want to help people, we help them in the way they need, like what needs do they have, and then we target those needs. And I think that just gives agency to the person you are helping, and you empower them as well. Yeah, cool. That.
Say bye.
MP vibes.
Say bye.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you guys again.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone who help to people in needs.
Yes.
It's really important, and I mean, it's you guys are doing very important things,
Yeah.
and you can be proud of yourselves.
We love the British people, actually.
We do.
Not the government, just the people.
Oh yeah, there are so many people who have been helping throughout, and they are still helping us, me, with so many things we couldn't survive without them, just for £8 a week with the Home Office government. Even the £8 a week, like we're really grateful for just. We're really grateful for people just who help to other people.